What's going on, y'all? Back at it again. This is Sevens, and we are going over hit confirms. I know this is one that a lot of people wanted to drop, I guess. But we're going to start, pretty much with something simple, because hit confirm is pretty much universal. But mostly what you want to do is just input what you want when you're trying to hit confirm. Makes it a lot easier. The method is basically using your D-pad or whatever you use, whether you play on a hitbox or stick or whatever, analog, whatever it may be. You want to input the motion of the special move you want along with your button. So it's like pressing your button and then you're trying to see if it hits, and then you basically do the motion regardless, and then if it hits you confirm with the next button. I'll show y'all what I mean right here. So when I do low forward, as you can see, when I do low forward I input the motion for a Tatsu. So if I see it hit, I'm going to input whatever button I want. If I want the Tatsu to be light Tatsu, I'll input light kick. If I want it to be medium Tatsu, I'll input medium kick, and so on and so forth. Let me give a demonstration. We'll put it on random. You want to set it to random when you're practicing your hit confirms, because this way you can know if they're practical or not. So always have it on random if you really want to test yourself, because you want to make it as practical as possible. Just like you saw me do low forward, you saw me input low forward each time, and once I seen it connect, I went to EX Tatsu. Now let's restart that. A lot of people, well, some people look at the stun bar. They use the stun gauge as a means to help them with identifying if a button is hit or not within their opponent's blocking range. This and buffering goes hand in hand, and buffering is simply inputting the motion but outside of the range. So if your opponent walks in the range, they get hit. I make this look easy, but it's really not. It takes a lot of practice as well. Sometimes you want to input and delay when you can, like with target combos. Ken has a chin buster and he can delay it to ensure if he gets a hit he can delay it and then confirm it, which makes it very good. So when you're hit confirming, if you look at the stun bar, you can do that, but in my opinion I don't like taking my eyes off my opponent, because I feel like it just feels weird, and I don't like not seeing my opponent even if it's for a second. That's all it takes for a second for a dash punch. All it takes for a second for an EX chariot tackle. All it takes is for a second for a spiral arrow. It's too quick. I don't want to take my eyes off my opponent. I want to be able to visually confirm everything. Now, when you're confirming other specials or other buttons, you may have to come with a different approach. And by a different approach, I mean what's easier to confirm and how far are you. Measuring your distance and spacing is very important as well. So for me personally, I like to go with forward advancing moves to help me confirm. So with that being said, one go-to for me would be low forward EX Tatsu. It's very good for Ken. It gets him a lot of ground to cover. It takes your opponent to the corner, and then just off one bar you're at a great advantage. Also, there's links. Even if you don't confirm, you can link some things. Ken's crouch medium punch is 6 frames. On hit it's +5, meaning he can DP. So if I don't have super and I want to link something like that, oops, my bad. That was a link. I did not combo that. And that is something, you know, it's a little bit easier than hit confirming because it's a combo in a sense, but at the same time it's a link, so you don't really have to do it together. Now, back to the topic at hand. When hit confirming, you do want to make sure that, you know, you're within the proper spacing for whatever you're trying to use. Some things you can hit confirm, but you can be so far that they whiff. So be mindful of what you're hit confirming or buffering. And as far as supers and combos after your buttons, you know, you want to pay attention to that as well. You never know what you can get. So conversions like that are pretty simple. They're relatively good. I also wanted to say that to OS Vshift, because this is something I also got questions about, OSing Vshift. Basically, you want to use lights to OS Vshift. Every character can do it. Every single character can do it. And I'm gonna show you how to OS a Vshift. Oops, that is my bad. Now we have that set. Ryu will Vshift. With a light, you can recover. And that's a good way to punish a Vshift. Another way you can punish a Vshift, you can also punish it with a special move that's strike invincible. That's another way you can punish a Vshift, and not every character has that ability, but the select few can constantly abuse something like that. So just keep in mind, if you want to bait a Vshift, use lights. And finally, to wrap this short video up on hit confirming, we're just going to do a quick recap. You want to buffer. You want to buffer your input as you're doing your button. So when you're doing it, you will get your special move to come out. Just like so. And that would pretty much be how you hit confirm. Now, pay attention to the gap as well. Low forward has a 17 frame gap as far as on hit. So after you have 17 frames to confirm your low forward, which is pretty good because that makes it pretty confirmable. So check how big the window is with your frame data app or whatever info you have to give you insight on what you can do and how good the confirm can be. That's pretty much most of the questions I've been getting as far as hit confirming and V-shifting. And I hope this video helped y'all. I hope this answered questions. And just apply this type of mentality and skill set to whatever hit confirm you're trying to do. I guarantee you will yield results. Now put the work in for it as well. This is not going to happen overnight. This took practice, but it's really good to have. So I definitely advise you guys to put in the time to do it. Just put in the practice. I practice a lot. I'm not as knowledgeable and talented as some players, so I feel like if I work harder, I should be able to keep up. So your work ethic won't fail you there. So just keep putting it in, and you guys, I'm pretty sure, will succeed with that. All right, y'all be safe, and that's the video.